Here's what makes any slogan effective. The one thing that makes any slogan effective is how ambiguous it is. Because a good slogan can suggest one particular thing to sell or promote that particular product. But in reality, what makes it good is the fact that it's open-ended and it can mean anything. Just do it means just do what? What is it that you want me to do? Do you want me to go play sports? Do you want me to pursue my career? What do you want me to do? I don't know. Just do it. Make America great again. What the fuck is great? Great's an adjective. Great can mean anything. What did great mean to you? Was this country great? Is it great now? I have no idea. I think you're a racist. I'm not a racist. Why would you think that? Because why would you want it to go back to... It's ambiguous. It's open-ended. No one knows what the fuck it means. And yet it means so much at the very same time. Snoop decides to put out a record targeted at the would-be president titled Make America Crip Again. This is just an awful slogan because Crip is a noun. Crip is direct. You know exactly what it's saying right when you hear it. And plus, it's so negative. What is it that Snoop intends to do? Snoop intends to make this a hashtag, and all the black entrepreneurs and all the black celebrities are supposed to share it on Instagram. You know, hashtag Black Excellence, hashtag woke, hashtag Make America Crip Again. Because if the intention is to make it viral and to make it something that affects the culture, why would you put such a low ceiling on it by calling it something like Make America Crip Again? I get it. This is all a part of Snoop's brand. This is what Snoop does. Everything's supposed to be blue. It's never supposed to be red, you know, and all that jazz. But the real reason why I wanted to talk to you today is to address possibly the most fucking moronic comment that I've ever heard anyone make about hip hop. That's it. Somebody's already said it. From this moment on, no human being will ever say anything as dumb as what I'm about to show you. The video that I ripped right here is from the Daily Wire, which is a conservative political platform. And these three people are discussing Snoop Dogg's new record. And of course, they're opposing him because he's horrible and he's black and how dare he have an opinion, all that stuff, right? Before I play that, there's this ongoing thing that's always happened with right-wing people now that Trump's become president. And you know, whenever a rapper complains about Trump, they always say, well, President Trump was loved by hip hop culture. They loved him because they would mention his name and you know, but what they fail to realize is this, and I'm going to play this clip for you right now, and then I'll get back to it.
Now, this is a marked change in hip-hop. Hip-hop is turning on President Trump now, but hip-hop used to love Trump because he was a symbol of conspicuous wealth and success and something to aspire to. So a young musician named Young Jeezy once warbled, quote, and I'm going to change a couple words because I don't want to get yelled at, quote, "Richest ninja in my hood, call me Donald Trump." There were 318 mentions, according to Nate Silver at 538, of Donald Trump between 1989 and 2016.
Yeah, that's right. He was a symbol. When something's a symbol, there's no direct connection to it. It just represents something. And the moment that it starts to behave outside of what it's supposed to represent, it gets abolished. No one gives a shit about it because there was no genuine love for that particular thing. It's just what it was supposed to represent. Rappers didn't like Trump because of the person he was. They liked him because that was the most notable, most recognizable, successful person that, you know, legit successful, not corrupt. Trump was basically the only person that would get shouted out on a hip hop record that wasn't a mobster, that wasn't John Gotti, that wasn't Scarface. I mean, even though that's a fictional character, you understand what I'm trying to say. That's the only reason why he was mentioned. He wasn't beloved by the hip hop community. He wasn't featured on any records or any skits or anything like that. He wasn't seen canoodling with rappers or anything. Why the fuck did I say the word canoodling? Anyway, so I want to show you this clip now where they're discussing their distaste for hip hop. And I have heard people discuss inaccurate things about hip hop before and what they think about the music. Normally it's shared by people who haven't listened to rap in over 10 to 15 years. So their opinions are very outdated, but brace yourself for this.
And to be quite honest, I've always found hip hop to be a very miserable genre of music. It's way too carnal of a genre. It's all about just the beat itself, and that's why if you listen to even like a quote unquote good hip hop song, you're pretty much bored with it within like two or 3 days, and you never really want to return to listen to it ever again. So that's one thing, but in terms of the culture that it's bred, especially when you look at previous black musicians of previous generation, you had soul music, you had gentlemen like Nat King Cole, such beautiful music that contributed so wonderfully to the American songbook, and there's nothing that's going to be remembered in hip hop 50 years from now. It's just going to be considered just like, oh yeah, a music genre that came in, but nobody's going to be returning to the classics of Snoop Dogg, singing about money on his mind 50 years from now, and the horrible culture of misogyny that it bred. So I look forward to its death completely.
Okay, where do we start? 50 years from now, hip hop will not be discussed. It will be a genre that came and went, except for the fact that it is the single most relevant music genre right at this moment and has been the most dominant one for possibly the last 10 years, maybe even more than that. The fact that he would say that something that something doesn't come and go if it's extremely influential. If it eventually falls from grace and isn't as powerful as it once was, it doesn't come and go. And plus, people have been saying this about rap music for 30 years. It's only gotten stronger as it's gone along. It's still a very young genre. And 50 years from now, nobody's going to be mentioning Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice. Except Doggy Style was released in 1993. It's been 24 years, and he's still mentioning it. Almost exactly a quarter of a century since that record was released, and he's mentioning it. And another thing, too, I don't appreciate any time someone tries to imply that hip-hop somehow invented or innovated misogyny. Like he said, this culture of misogyny that it bred. Let me help you understand something for anybody who's watching or, listening to this video for whatever reason. Hip hop didn't invent misogyny. It didn't increase it. It's merely a product of America. Just like any other form of culture or any art form, it's simply mirroring what is already existing in the landscape. Otherwise, it wouldn't be relevant to anyone. No one would connect with it. The reason why misogyny worked so well is because there's been years and years of ripples and ripples of it. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying you can't blame hip hop for it simply because you saw rap videos and the images that you saw and sort of acting like you never saw it in Hollywood films. Like we were the first to innovate it. It was a proven effective way to connect to people as soon as hip hop decided to just invent it. So inaccurate. And the soul music. And at this point I'm just, this is a rant. This isn't because I'm pretty upset because this isn't a video where I'm trying to deliver a piece of insightful content to you. This is just, I saw this video and I know I'm cherry picking something from a pretty large YouTube channel. It's not like the Daily Wire is a small YouTube channel. It's not. And I understand that I'm cherry picking a bit of content. But the other thing is, you notice where it goes from rap music is terrible, but there have been so many other black musicians that have contributed. Like the damage control in that is so disgusting. Why can't you just stand on your fucking feet and say, I hate rap music? And I'm not going to contrast this with bringing up old soul records or old jazz records because I'm going to try to come along as I want to come across as not so much of a racist. I'm going to say that I do like black music. I do like black music. I just like the type that's more non-threatening. That's the one that I really appreciate. I'm not defending Snoop Dogg's decision. I'm not condoning Snoop Dogg's decision to name this record, this initiative, Make America Crip Again. But what we cannot do is dismiss something that an artist like him does when he's been proven to have longevity. He's been proven to stay somewhat relevant after years of being in the public limelight, and to try to reduce him to old records that he did back in '93, which are classic records, is so condescending. And it's trying to minimize somebody who's attempting to use their platform. And you know, I get it. He's not taking the best approach, but at the same time, if Mark Wahlberg does something, nobody says, hey, no one's going to remember Good Vibrations. Nobody brings that up. But for some reason, they try to minimize him by bringing up something that he did years ago. And even though it was a classic, it's somehow you feel like it's a negative shot against him for whatever reason. I'm going to lay a link of the record and of that video in the description below. If you guys have listened to this record, I imagine that most of you haven't. I get it. I mean, you guys are younger listeners. I heard it just today. What do you guys think about the record? What do you think about him choosing to name the record Make America Crip Again? Please let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.